Look closely at this name, more specifically, the name of this channel. It brought back some memories for me, and although I'd never seen this YouTuber before, I figured that I was interested in his content. More or less, he did make scary stories, and that's what I found to be entertaining. More specifically, his new series that he'd just made. Today, I'm going to be talking, however, about a more darker side to this YouTuber, mainly because of the fact that he launched an episode of an unnamed series that really scared me, to be perfectly honest with you. Here's the following story. I hope this makes you look at him in a different light. Originally, he first started off with this logo. People that watched his content back then would probably know this logo and probably would have seen it. Over time, his channel grew from 10 to 15 to 20 and then 30 subscribers. I commend him for it. It was good that he was growing. His content gradually began to get more entertaining, and with the new addition of a new series, Retro Read, I was piqued to more or less come across this new series and watch it. It was okay for what you'd expect. A simple story-based channel doing a bunch of different episodes on different creepypastas, which, as I said, I liked very much. It reminded me a lot of the old YouTube, the great YouTube, and if I'm being honest, I also felt a strong sense of nostalgia while watching them. One day he released a new episode about Lavender Town. Now, it was good, but shortly after, he released another episode. The episode title was called A Lie, a lost episode creepypasta. At first I didn't know what the title meant, until I clicked on the video, of course. The thumbnail was just a simple plain piece of text that said, A Lie. His intro was a lot darker than most of the other episodes, with him not just cutting straight into the creepypasta, but giving us more of a warning that the following video may be disturbing. I was more or less kind of excited, to be honest. I never knew he was going to do a creepypasta this dark that required such a big warning at the start of the video. The video began, and panned in to a close-up of his face. I was impressed. Not only was he making a new form of content, but he was actually showing his face for once. Interesting. I glanced around the dark backdrop of his room. It was somewhat dark and gloomy, as if there was no light in the room itself. I then saw what appeared to be some form of light rush past the camera. It was him holding something I couldn't quite make out just yet, until the camera focused in. It was a flashlight. Now it all made sense. He was resorting to typical cliches like being surrounded by a campfire and the light lighting up his face. Not gonna lie, I actually gave him the creeps at first. I then saw that he pulled out what appeared to be some kind of photograph of his channel, or at least his main logo, and he then said that why is there such need for things such as logos and brands, especially when it's practically meaningless. He then proceeded to rip the picture into shreds, leaving nothing but pieces of paper on the floor. The screen then cut to black for a decent period of time. I then proceeded to walk away for a bit and grab a snack. I then came back and, to my surprise, the screen was back on, not showing his face this time, but simply his channel. It was at his homepage, and his subscriber count began to dwindle. I watched it go from 30 to 20 to 10, and then eventually being one subscriber left. And it was only at this part, when there was only one left, that the camera turned back to meet his face. He looked like he'd been visibly shaken, and said that this is a true lie. The fact that there's no purpose to this channel. And then the screen went black, and muffled audio could be heard of what appeared to be something clicking. At first I didn't make the connection, until a loud bolt was fired. The horrifying realization then kicked in, and then the end card, instead of showing his name as normal, it showed a simple string of text. A lie.